Today we're talking delusions. There are a few different types of delusions that you could have. You could have delusions of grandeur, delusions that you're somebody else. The most common delusions are where the person believes they're being tormented, followed, sabotaged, tricked, spied on, and or ridiculed. Those are the most delusions that I have, where I feel kind of like I'm being ridiculed, where I'll ask, am I a show? Because I feel like people are watching me or like laughing at me. There's times where I feel like I'm going to be tricked or sabotaged, where people who say who they are and they're not really who they are. Tormented kind of feels like one that happens a lot. I do feel like my episodes torment me, and they're here to just bring as much harm and pain and suffering to me as they can. There's a delusion where I believe my family is going to be replaced, and that one I don't believe like they're replaced by other people. I believe they're replaced by clones or doppelgangers of themselves, so they're not really who they say they are. I believe sometimes there's a camera in my eye, and that one's kind of difficult and kind of dangerous to deal with, because when I feel like, because I really feel like if there's a camera in my eye, I feel like somebody planted it there when I was sleeping or something, and I would claw at my eye because to me it's completely real. The whole situation's real, and I really feel as if there's a camera behind my eye. There's another one where I believe my meds are poisoned, or I feel like they're going to be used for mind control, or if I feel like if I take this medication, then I'm going to be poisoned, or people are going to be able to control me or something. And sometimes it gets really difficult for me to take my medication, for me to take my medicine, and for me to realize, yes, that my medicine is there to help me and not to poison me, and nobody's going to poison me. And there's other times where I believe I'm in a different dimension, where I'm in hell, and those are almost like the anti-hallucinations that I talked about in a previous video. I feel like they're a movie playing behind my eyes. Like, I could see the different dimension, I could see hell, but I'm not actually visibly seeing it. Like, it's not tangible. Well, it doesn't seem tangible. It's more like a movie behind my eyes. It's more like when I close and I see it in my mind, I feel like I'm there. I feel like I'm really seeing it. There's another one where I believe the earth is going to swallow me. And that one, I usually sit down and I get too scared to stand up. I get too scared to move, because I feel like the earth is going to open up a huge cavernous hole, and it's going to I'm going to fall inside, and I'm just going to keep falling in this huge black empty nothingness for all eternity. And I know it doesn't make sense, and I know it seems really irrational, but at the time it seems extremely real to me. It's a belief that I truly have, that I truly believe that it is real. And there are some minor ones where I believe my teeth are melting, and I say this is minor because they're easily proven wrong. Like, if I believe my teeth are melting, I'll ask, are my teeth melting? And it's easy to just reach in and feel my teeth and realize, no, that my teeth aren't melting, my teeth aren't falling out, that they're perfectly fine inside my head. There was another time where I listened to The Man. If you don't know about The Man is a hallucination I see pretty often, and he wears a suit, he has a monocle, he has a top hat, he has a cane. Usually he likes to observe me, but there's been a few times where he'll tell me what to do. He'll get really commandative. And there was a time where he kept telling me I need to leave the house. I wasn't sure where I needed to go, what I needed to do. But he told me I needed to leave the house, and I would get this overwhelming sense that I needed to leave, that I needed to do something. So when that happened, there was this one time where when my husband and the other person that we live with, our roommate, Hits, was in the house and they were both busy. So while they were both busy, I managed to kind of like escape my house, kind of, and I was walking around my neighborhood and I was kind of confused, not quite sure where to go, but I just remember needing to go somewhere. So I started leaving my neighborhood, I started walking out. And I guess my neighbor had seen me at some point. I don't know if he was in his car or he drove by or something like that and saw me walking around. But at some point he saw me, he knocked on our door and said, when Hits opened the door, he was like, hey, I saw Azriel walking around. And she looked a little confused, you know, she's outside. And Hits was like, what? So he went and asked my husband, and my husband's like, oh no, she's supposed to be in the kitchen cooking, and obviously I was not there. So Hits turns around and hauls butt outside of the house. He completely hauls butt. He was running so fast and so determined that when he finally caught up to me, I didn't see him first. I heard the slaps of his feet because he walked out without any shoes. He was just, his main goal was to get to me as fast as he could. And when he got there, I was so nervous and so scared that when I saw him, I was like, oh, okay. And it kind of helped me bring me back to reality, where I realized, okay, I shouldn't have left my house. I shouldn't have listened to the man, and there's no reason for me to be leaving my house at all. And it was like a very big turning point, because I had really gotten really far and I could have gotten hurt or confused or something along those lines. And ever since then, we would block the doorway, kind of make it hard for me to open the door, or kind of make it hard for me to want to leave the house. We would block the doorway with some furniture, block the back way with our kitchen table, so there was no way for me to really just open up the door and leave if somebody was sleeping. There was another time where I thought we were drug lords, but that's a whole story for another video. Please like and subscribe down below, and I will tell you that as soon as I can. Thank you. Bye.